The Range Rover didn't even slow down. Chukwudi pressed the phone harder against his ear. "Chief, I said 50 million naira, not 45 million naira. The Lekki property is worth every kobo." His mother sat 20 meters away. She saw the car. She knew that black SUV. She knew the license plate. She knew her son. Mama Chukwudi was 72 years old. Her wrapper was faded. The red and yellow pattern had turned brown from too many washes. She sat on a three-legged stool outside her compound. The fourth leg had broken last month. She hadn't told anyone. Garri and groundnuts. That was lunch. Again. She chewed slowly. Her teeth hurt. 3 were missing on the left side. The garri scratched her throat going down. She needed water, but the well on the compound had collapsed 4 months ago. She now walked to the village borehole, 3 kilometers, every morning, every evening. The Range Rover disappeared around the bend. Dust settled on the road. "Did you see?" Mama Ngozi called from across the road. "Your son passed again. That's the 3rd time this month." Mama Chukwudi said nothing. She looked at her groundnuts. Mama Chukwudi, is this how children behave? Big car, big house in Lagos, but his mother sits here eating garri in the hot sun?" "Let it be," Mama Chukwudi said quietly. But the whole village knew. They saw everything. They counted every time Chukwudi's car passed through, going to his uncle's house for business meetings, going to inspect the family land he wanted to sell, going to the local government office for documents, always passing, never stopping. Chukwudi had left the village 25 years ago, a brilliant boy. His mother had sold her gold wedding bangles to pay his university fees, real gold. Her husband had saved 3 years to buy them. When he died, those bangles were all she had left. She sold them, every single one, for her son's education. He graduated with first-class honors, economics, University of Lagos. The whole village celebrated. They roasted 2 goats. Mama Chukwudi wore her best wrapper that day, blue and white. She still had it, folded in her wooden box. Now Chukwudi owned 4 houses in Lagos. He had 3 cars. His company imported electronics from China, phones, laptops, televisions. He was rich, very rich. His mother ate garri and groundnuts. The phone call ended. Chukwudi smiled. 50 million naira deal secured. He would sign the papers on Monday, his 7th property investment this year. The Lekki property would triple in value within 5 years. He knew it. He could smell good investments. His driver glanced at him through the rearview mirror. "Oga, your mother's compound. We just passed it." "I know," Chukwudi said. He opened his laptop. Emails, 47 unread messages. He started typing. "You no go stop and greet her?" "I sent money last week, 20,000 naira. She's fine." The driver said nothing more. What could he say? He was just the driver. 20,000 naira. Chukwudi sent it monthly, through his houseboy. Tunde would drive down to the village, hand the money to Mama Chukwudi, and drive back. No conversation, no checking the house, no asking if she needed anything. Just money, cash in an envelope. 20,000 naira for a woman who sold gold bangles worth 200,000 naira in 1998. 20,000 for a woman who hawked a kara every morning for 5 years to feed her son. 20,000 for a woman who slept on a mat so her son could have the only mattress. Chukwudi didn't calculate these things. He was busy. Business was business. Lagos was demanding. He had meetings, contracts, investments, deadlines. His phone rang again. "Yes, darling?" His wife, Chioma, 28 years old, beautiful, expensive tastes. She wanted new furniture for the guest room, Italian leather. 3.5 million naira. Buy it, whatever you want. Italian leather furniture, 3.5 million naira. His mother's stool had 3 legs. Back at the compound, Mama Chukwudi finished her garri. The sun was hot, very hot. She stood slowly, Her knees protested. They always did. 72-year-old knees. She walked inside her house. 2 rooms, cracked walls. The roof leaked when it rained. She put buckets in 5 different spots. She asked Mama Chukwudi about the roof last year. "My son, the roof is leaking badly. When it rains, I cannot sleep." "I'll send someone," he had said. Nobody came. She asked again 2 months later. "Mama, I'm busy. I'll handle it." Nobody came. She stopped asking. The money came, though, every month, 20,000 naira, in an envelope, handed over by a houseboy who looked at her with pity. She hated that look. She hated taking money from a stranger. But what could she do? She needed it. Medicine cost money. Food cost money. Kerosene for her stove cost money. 20,000 naira. It sounded like a lot, but it wasn't anymore. A bag of rice was 45,000 naira. Her blood pressure medication was 8,500 naira monthly. Kerosene was 950 naira per liter. Transport to the health center was 500 naira each way. She managed. She had always managed, but managing was becoming harder. Her friends stopped visiting. Why? Shame. They felt ashamed for her. Their children sent money, called weekly, visited monthly. Some even took their mothers to live with them in the cities. But Mama Chukwudi sat alone in her compound with a 3-legged stool and a leaking roof. "Your son has forgotten you," Mama Adaze had said last month, not with cruelty, with sadness. Mama Chukwudi had nodded. Children grow up. They have their own lives. But late at night, alone in her room, she cried, quietly, so the neighbors wouldn't hear. She cried for the little boy who used to hold her wrapper and follow her everywhere. She cried for the son who promised, "Mama, when I finish school, I will build you a fine house. You will never suffer again." The fine house never came. The suffering continued. Chukwudi's Range Rover was now 30 kilometers away. He had forgotten his mother already. His mind was on the 50 million naira deal, on the Italian leather furniture, on tomorrow's board meeting. He had forgotten, but the village remembered. The village always remembered. 6 months passed. The roof still leaked. Mama Chukwudi's cough started in February, a small cough, nothing serious. By March, it was deeper, wet. Her chest hurt when she breathed. By April, she was spitting blood into a rag. She hid the rag, washed it secretly at night. The neighbors couldn't know. They already pitied her enough. The 20,000 naira still came every month on the 5th. Tunde, the houseboy, would arrive in a Toyota Corolla, not the Range Rover, never the Range Rover. That car was too important for village errands. "Mama, here is the money from Oga," Tunde would say, envelope in hand, eyes down. He never stayed long, 5 minutes maximum. Hand over money, exchange pleasantries, leave. "How is my son?" Mama Chukwudi asked every time. "He is fine, Mama. Very busy." "And his wife, his children?" "They are all well." "Tell him to call me." "Yes, Mama, I will tell him." He never told him, or maybe he did and Chukwudi didn't care. The result was the same. Silence. Mama Chukwudi's phone was a small Nokia, the type from 2005. It still worked. She kept it charged. She kept it close, waiting, hoping. Maybe today her son would call. Maybe today. The calls never came. But Chukwudi called other people. He called his suppliers in China daily. He called his lawyer about property documents 3 times a week. He called his wife multiple times per day. "Darling, did you pick up the children? Darling, what should I bring for dinner? Darling, I love you." His mother's number sat in his phone, saved as Mama. He scrolled past it 100 times, never pressed call. "Too busy," he told himself. "I'll call her this weekend." The weekend came. More meetings, more deals, more excuses. April became May. May became June. The cough got worse, much worse. Mama Chukwudi started selling her wrappers,
the good ones, the ones she had kept for special occasions, weddings, funerals, church. She took them to the market, sold them for 3,000 naira each, sometimes 2,500 naira. The traders knew she was desperate. They paid less. She needed the money. Her medication had increased. The doctor at the health center said her blood pressure was dangerous, 180/110 naira. He prescribed 3 different drugs. The total cost 23,500 naira monthly. 20,000 naira wasn't enough anymore. She sold 5 wrappers in June, 6 in July. By August, her wooden box was almost empty. The blue and white wrapper from Chukwudi's graduation, she couldn't sell that one. Not yet, not ever. The village watched. They whispered, "That woman is suffering."
Her son drives a Range Rover, but she's selling clothes. Che, what kind of child abandons his mother like this? Money has spoiled that boy. He has forgotten where he came from. Mama Ngozi confronted her. "Why are you selling your wrappers? Ask your son for more money." "The money he sends is enough," Mama Chukwudi lied. "Enough? Look at you. You're losing weight. Your compound well collapsed, and you're walking to the borehole like a young girl. You're 72 years old. This is wickedness. Please, let it be." But Mama Ngozi couldn't let it be. She did something Mama Chukwudi had begged her not to do. She called Chukwudi. She got his number from another villager whose son worked in Lagos. She called him. Saturday afternoon. He answered on the 7th ring. "Hello? Who is this?" "Chukwudi, this is Mama Ngozi, from the village, your mother's neighbor." Silence. Then, "Is something wrong?" "Yes, something is wrong. Your mother is sick. She's coughing blood. She's selling her wrappers to buy medicine. The well in your compound collapsed. She walks 6 kilometers every day for water. 6 kilometers at 72 years old." More silence. "I send her money every month. 20,000 naira. Do you know how much medicine costs? Do you know how much food costs? When last did you visit her? When last did you call her?" "Mama Ngozi, I'm very busy. I run a large company. I have responsibilities." "Responsibilities? What about your responsibility to the woman who raised you, the woman who sold her gold bangles so you could go to university?" Click. He hung up. Mama Ngozi stared at her phone. She shook her head. This boy is lost, completely lost. She went to Mama Chukwudi's compound, told her what happened. Mama Chukwudi cried. Not because her son hung up on Mama Ngozi. She cried because now the whole village would know. Now her shame was public. Now everyone would pity her more. "Don't cry," Mama Ngozi said. "Your son will change. God will touch his heart." But God seemed busy with other matters. July turned to August. August to September. The rains came heavy. The roof leaked worse. Mama Chukwudi put out 7 buckets now. At night, she listened to the rain hitting metal. Ping, ping, ping. Sometimes the buckets filled up. She had to empty them in the middle of the night. Old woman, sick, carrying heavy buckets in the dark. She fell once. September 14th, 2 a.m. The bucket was too heavy. Her foot slipped on the wet floor. She crashed hard, hip first. Pain exploded through her body. She lay there for 20 minutes, alone, in the dark, in pain. She managed to crawl to her mat, couldn't stand, couldn't walk. She stayed in bed for 3 days, no food, just water. The pain was too much. Mama Ngozi found her on day 4, brought soup, helped her to the latrine, washed her clothes. "We have to call your son," Mama Ngozi insisted. "No, please, he's busy." "Busy? Mama Chukwudi, you nearly died." "But I didn't die. I'm fine now." She wasn't fine. Her hip hurt for weeks. She walked with a limp now, a permanent limp. The well remained collapsed. The roof kept leaking. The cough continued. The weight kept dropping. Mama Chukwudi was disappearing, slowly, month after month, week after week. And in Lagos, Chukwudi bought his 4th car, a Mercedes G-Wagon, 85 million naira, black, tinted windows, custom interior. He posted it on Instagram. 47 likes in the first hour. Comments poured in. Big boy, congrats, sir. This is what hard work looks like. His phone buzzed. His wife sent a message. Baby, I'm so proud of you. He smiled. Life was good. Business was booming. Family was happy. Everything was perfect. Except for one thing. A small thing. A tiny thing that nagged him sometimes, late at night when the house was quiet. His mother. He pushed the thought away. Tomorrow. He would call her tomorrow, or next week, or next month. Soon, very soon. But tomorrow never came. Next week never arrived. Soon stretched to never. And in the village, Mama Chukwudi sat on her three-legged stool, coughing, limping, disappearing, waiting for a son who had forgotten she existed. Michael was 16 years old, Chukwudi's first son, private school, Greenwood International Academy, fees 4.2 million naira a year. He was stealing. Chioma, Chukwudi's wife, found the money first, 150,000 naira missing from her purse. She counted 3 times. The money was definitely gone. Chukwudi, did you take money from my bag? Why would I take your money? He was irritated. Busy day, tired. Then where is it? I had 150,000 naira this morning. Now it's gone. They searched. Nothing. Then Chioma checked Michael's room. Under his mattress, 120,000 naira, cash, crumpled notes. She called Chukwudi. He came upstairs, angry, very angry. Michael stood in the corner, silent, defiant. Where did you get this money? Chukwudi's voice was cold. I found it. Found it? Found 120,000 naira? Yes. Slap, hard, across Michael's face. The boy's head snapped sideways. Don't lie to me. You stole this money from your mother. Michael touched his burning cheek. He looked at his father, really looked at him, and then he laughed. Not a happy laugh, a bitter laugh, an old mouth from a young mouth. You're calling me a thief? You? What did you say? You steal from Grandma every month. You steal her dignity, her respect, her life. But I'm the thief? Silence, complete silence. Chioma's eyes widened. She had been married to Chukwudi for 8 years. She had met Mama Chukwudi exactly 3 times. 3 times in 8 years. The last visit was 4 years ago. They stayed for 2 hours. Chukwudi was on his phone the entire time. Don't bring your grandmother into this, Chukwudi said slowly. Why not? You never bring her into anything. She doesn't exist to you, does she? You send 20,000 naira like she's a beggar. You drive past her compound like she's a stranger. Another slap, harder this time. Michael didn't cry. He stared at his father with something worse than anger, contempt, pure contempt. I learned from the best. You taught me that family doesn't matter, only money matters. So I took money, just like you take Grandma's respect and throw it away. Chukwudi raised his hand again. Chioma grabbed his arm. Enough, both of you, enough! Michael left, walked out of the house, didn't come back until midnight. That night, Chioma couldn't sleep. She lay next to her husband. He was snoring softly, peaceful, unbothered. She thought about Mama Chukwudi, that old woman in the village, the one who sold gold bangles, the one who hawked a kara for her son's education, the one who sat in a compound with a leaking roof while her son bought G-wagons. Chioma had ignored it before, not her business, not her place to interfere. But now it was affecting her son, her Michael. He was turning into a monster because you're teaching him that family doesn't matter. I send her money. Money. When last did you visit her? When last did you call her? When last did you ask if she's okay? She's fine. How do you know? Have you seen her? Silence. Chukwudi, I married a man with a good heart, or so I thought. But the man I'm seeing now, I don't recognize him. You spend 85 million naira on a car, but you can't fix your mother's roof? You give me 3.5 million naira for furniture, but your mother walks 6 kilometers for water. Those are different things. They're not different. They're exactly the same. It's all choices. You're choosing everyone else over the woman who gave you life.
Chioma, you don't understand. I understand perfectly, and I'm telling you now, fix this, or I'm taking the children and leaving. He stared at her. You're not serious. Try me. I will not raise my children to think abandoning their parents is acceptable. I will not. She turned over, back to him. Conversation ended. Chukwudi didn't sleep the rest of the night. At school, Michael was getting worse. The teachers called multiple times. Your son is disrespectful. Your son cursed at a teacher. Your son punched another student. Your son is failing 3 subjects. Chukwudi went to the school, met with the principal, Mrs. Okonkwo, a stern woman, no nonsense. Mr. Chukwudi, your son is spiraling. Something is wrong at home. Nothing is wrong at home.
Really? Because Michael talks about his grandmother. He talks about how you treat her. He uses it to justify his own behavior. If my father can disrespect his mother, why can't I disrespect my teachers? Those were his exact words. The words hit like stones. Heavy stones. Painful stones. I send my mother money every month. Mrs. Okonkwo looked at him over her glasses. Is that what you think parenting is? Sending money? She didn't wait for an answer. Children learn from what they see, not what they hear. Your son sees you neglecting your mother, so he thinks he can neglect everyone. Authority, rules, respect, all of it means nothing to him because he's watched you discard the most basic responsibility, honoring your parent. Chukwudi left the school angry, not at Michael, not at the principal, at himself. The anger surprised him. He had buried it deep, so deep, but now it was surfacing, rising, choking him. He called his office. Cancel my afternoon meetings. He drove. Nowhere specific, just drove. Lagos streets, traffic, noise, chaos. He needed to think. His phone rang. His uncle, Papa Emeka, his father's younger brother. Chukwudi, your mother is very sick. His heart stopped. What happened? She collapsed. This morning, at the market. She's at the village health center. Is she alive? Yes. But Chukwudi, this woman is suffering. She's your mother, your only mother. What are you doing? Click. His uncle hung up on him. First Mama Ngozi, now his uncle. Everyone was hanging up on him. Everyone was angry at him. Everyone except him. He had been perfectly content, perfectly comfortable. Until now. He turned the car around, headed home, walked into his house. His mansion. 7 bedrooms, swimming pool, generator that never failed, constant water supply, air conditioning in every room. His mother lived in 2 rooms, cracked walls, leaking roof, no well, no comfort. He sat in his living room. $8 million worth of furniture, Italian leather, custom design, beautiful, empty. Chioma came downstairs. She saw his face, knew something had changed. Your mother? She asked quietly. He nodded. She collapsed. When are you going to see her? I don't know. You don't know. Chukwudi, your mother collapsed, and you don't know when you're going to see her. He put his head in his hands. I'm afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of what I'll see, afraid of what I've done, afraid of who I've become. Chioma sat next to him, took his hand. Then go and face it. Face what you've done and fix it before it's too late. But Chukwudi didn't go. Not that day. Not the next day. Fear held him back. Shame paralyzed him. Guilt suffocated him. 3 more days passed, and in the village, his mother lay in a clinic bed, weak, fading, waiting. The village health center smelled like disinfectant and decay. Old building, peeling paint. 4 beds, 3 were occupied. Mama Chukwudi lay on the second bed, an IV drip attached to her left arm. Slow drip, drip, drip. Her eyes were closed. Her breathing was shallow. She had collapsed at the market. Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. She was buying tomatoes, bargaining with the seller. 500 for 3. Then the world tilted. Her vision blurred. Her legs gave way.
She fell face first, hit the ground hard. Blood from her nose, her lips split open. People screamed, gathered around. Someone called for help. It took 40 minutes for help to arrive. 40 minutes. She lay there in the dirt, flies buzzing, sun beating down, people staring, whispering. Isn't that Mama Chukwudi? Yes, the one with the rich son. The son with the Range Rover? Yes, that one. Where is he? Who knows? Probably in Lagos spending money. They carried her to the health center. No ambulance. The village had no ambulance. 4 men lifted her, put her in the back of a truck, drove slowly, carefully. She woke up halfway there, confused and pain. Where am I? Health center, Mama. You collapsed. My money, my tomatoes. Don't worry about that now. But she did worry. Everything was worry. The 1,500 naira she had saved for kerosene, gone, lost at the market. The tomatoes she needed for soup, gone. The strength in her body, gone. At the health center, Dr. Okafor examined her. Young doctor, fresh from medical school, 2 years in the village. He looked tired, always tired. Her blood pressure is extremely high, 210/120. She's severely malnourished, anemic. The cough suggests possible pneumonia. She needs proper tests, x-ray, blood work, but we don't have the equipment here. She needs to go to the general hospital in town. How much? Mama Ngozi asked. She had accompanied them. Transport to town, 5,000 naira. Tests, maybe 25,000 naira. Treatment depends on what they find. Maybe 50,000 naira total. 50,000 naira. Mama Chukwudi didn't have 50,000 naira. She had nothing. The 20,000 naira from last month was already spent. Medicine, food, kerosene, all gone. Call her son, someone said. Yes, call that useless boy, another voice added. Papa Emeka was called. He came immediately, saw his sister-in-law lying there, weak, broken. He felt anger, hot anger. He called Chukwudi. The conversation was brief. Chukwudi said he would come. Soon, he promised. Very soon. That was Tuesday. Wednesday came. No Chukwudi. Thursday came. Still no Chukwudi. Friday morning. Nothing. Papa Emeka paid for everything. The transport, the tests, the medicine. He wasn't rich. He was a retired teacher. Pension of 45,000 naira monthly. But he paid. Because family was family. Because someone had to care. The test came back. Pneumonia. Severe anemia. Malnutrition. High blood pressure. Her kidneys were struggling. Her heart was weak. Dr. Okafor's report was grim. This woman needs complete rest, good food, proper medication, and most importantly, she needs care, emotional care. She's depressed, severely depressed. Depression kills faster than disease. Papa Emeka read the report, shook his head. He called Chukwudi again, Friday afternoon. Your mother is very sick. The doctors say she's depressed. She needs you. I'll come this weekend. That's what you said on Tuesday. It's Friday now. Your mother is dying. Uncle, I have responsibilities. Click. Papa Emeka hung up. He couldn't listen anymore. Saturday morning, a Range Rover entered the village. Black, shiny, expensive. Everyone knew that car. Children ran alongside it. Adults stopped and stared, pointed, whispered. That's Mama Chukwudi's son. Yes, finally he came. 3 days late. 3 days. Chukwudi parked outside the health center. He sat in the car for 5 minutes, just sat there. His hands gripped the steering wheel. His heart pounded, sweat on his forehead despite the air conditioning. He was afraid, terrified. What would he see? What would she say? Would she curse him? Reject him? He deserved it. He knew he deserved it. He finally got out, walked inside, slowly. Each step was heavy, heavier than the last. The health center was quiet. Visiting hours. A few people sat by bedsides. They saw Chukwudi enter. They knew who he was. Their faces showed everything. Disgust, anger, judgment. He found her bed. Second one. She was awake, sitting up slightly, staring at the wall. Her face was thinner, much thinner. Her eyes were sunken. Her wrapper hung loose on her body. She looked like a skeleton wrapped in cloth. "Mama," he said quietly. She didn't turn, didn't move, didn't acknowledge him. "Mama, it's me, Chukwudi." Nothing. Complete silence. He moved closer, stood by her bed. "Mama, I'm sorry. I know I failed you. I know I've been a terrible son, but please give me a chance. Let me fix this. Let me—" She raised her hand, slowly, weakly. A gesture. "Stop talking." He stopped. Her face turned slightly, not to look at him, just enough to speak. Her voice was a whisper, hoarse, painful. "Go." One word, just one word. "Mama," she shouted. The effort cost her. She started coughing, violent coughing. Her whole body shook. Blood-flecked sputum came up. The nurse rushed over, pushed Chukwudi aside. "Sir, you need to leave. You're upsetting her." He stood there, helpless, useless, his mother coughing blood, the nurse working, other patients staring, judging. Papa Emeka appeared. "Leave, now. You've done enough damage." "Uncle, I want to help." "Help? Now you want to help? Where were you 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago? You want to help now that she's dying? Get out." Chukwudi left, walked to his Range Rover, sat inside, the car that cost more than his mother's suffering, the car that represented everything wrong with his life.
He put his head on the steering wheel and cried. Deep sobs, painful sobs, the kind that come from a soul recognizing its own corruption. People walked past, saw him crying, felt no sympathy. He deserved every tear. Chukwudi didn't leave the village. He couldn't. His Range Rover sat outside the health center for 3 days. He slept in it, ate nothing, just sat there, waiting, hoping. Every morning he tried to see his mother. Every morning she turned away, silent, unmoved. The wall was more interesting than her son. On the 4th day, Papa Emeka found him. "You still here? I can't leave, not like this. What did you expect? That she would welcome you with open arms? You abandoned her. Actions have consequences." I know, but what do I do? How do I fix this?" Papa Emeka studied him, really looked at him. The expensive clothes were wrinkled now. The designer watch seemed meaningless. The successful businessman looked broken, completely broken. "You want to fix it? Then fix it. Not with words, with actions, real actions. Tell me what to do. Anything. I'll do anything." Papa Emeka pointed at the health center. "She can't stay here. The treatment is basic. She needs better care. Take her to Lagos, to a proper hospital. Not because you're sending money, because you're taking her yourself. You carry her. You stay with her. You show her that she matters." "She won't come with me. She won't even look at me." "Then make her see you differently. Show her a son, not a stranger. But I warn you, it won't be easy. Trust is broken in seconds. Rebuilding it takes years." Chukwudi nodded. He understood, or he was beginning to understand. He rented a house in the village, small house, 2 rooms, close to the health center. He moved in that day, brought nothing from Lagos except clothes. He needed to be near his mother, even if she wouldn't speak to him. Every morning, 6 a.m., he was at the health center. He sat outside her ward. The nurses saw him. The other patients saw him. Mama Chukwudi saw him through the window. She said nothing, but she saw him. He paid all her medical bills, quietly, no announcement, no drama. He upgraded her treatment, better medication, special meals, softer blankets, proper pillows. Dr. Okafor noticed the change. "Your mother's condition is improving, slowly. The pneumonia is responding to treatment." "That's good. But her heart is still heavy. Medicine can't fix that." Chukwudi knew. He knew exactly what the doctor meant. On day 7, he did something different. He brought a bucket, warm water, soap,
clean cloth. He approached Mama Ngozi. Please help me. I want to wash my mother's feet. Mama Ngozi looked at him suspiciously. Why? Because I need to. Please, ask her if she'll allow it. Mama Ngozi went inside, spoke to Mama Chukwudi quietly, came back out. She says no. Chukwudi nodded. Tell her I'll wait. I'll wait every day until she says yes. He did exactly that. Every evening, 5 p.m., he came with the bucket, warm water, soap, cloth. He sat outside, waited for 30 minutes, got no answer, poured out the water, left. Day 8, same thing. Day 9, same thing. Day 10, day 11, day 12. On day 13, Mama Ngozi came out. She says yes. Chukwudi's hand shook as he picked up the bucket. He walked into the ward. His mother sat on the bed. Her feet dangled over the edge. She still wouldn't look at him, but she had said yes. That was something. Something small. Something important. He knelt. 45 years old, wealthy businessman, on his knees in a village health center. He removed his mother's worn slippers. Her feet were cracked, dry, calloused. These feet had walked miles for water. These feet had hawked a kara for his education. These feet had carried his mother through decades of suffering. He washed them gently, the warm water, the soap. He scrubbed softly, carefully. Tears dropped into the water. He didn't hide them, couldn't hide them. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry. She didn't respond, but she didn't pull away. That was progress, tiny progress. The next day he brought breakfast, proper breakfast, hot pop, akara, bread, boiled eggs. He fed him himself, slowly, patiently. She accepted, chewed slowly, swallowed carefully. Day 15 he brought lunch, rice, chicken, vegetables. Again he fed her, spoon by spoon. Day 16 he combed her hair, gray hair, thin hair. He was gentle. She closed her eyes, almost peaceful. Day 17, he spoke to her, not begging anymore, just talking about Lagos, about her business, about her grandchildren, about the weather, simple things. She listened, still didn't respond, but she listened. Week 3, Dr. Okafor gave permission. She can be discharged, but she needs continued care, good food, medication, rest. Chukwudi made a decision. The biggest decision of his life since university. I'm taking her to Lagos, to my house. She's staying with me. Papa Emeka raised an eyebrow, and if she refuses, then I'll keep trying, but I'm not leaving her here, not anymore. He told his mother. She was sitting by the window, looking outside. He knelt beside her. Mama, I want you to come to Lagos, to my house. I'll take care of you properly. The way I should have done years ago, please. Silence, long silence. Then, finally, she spoke. First full sentence in 3 weeks. Why now? Why not before? Her voice was quiet, hurt, accusing. Because I was blind, stupid, selfish. I forgot who I was, forgot where I came from, forgot you. And I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I know sorry isn't enough. I know I can't undo the years, but please give me a chance. Let me show you that I can change, that I have changed. She turned to look at him, really look at him, studied his face, saw the tears, the sincerity, the brokenness. You broke my heart, Chukwudi, completely broke it. I know, Mama, I know. 20 years you forgot me. I didn't forget, I ignored. I chose wrong things. I chose money over you, success over you, comfort over you. I was wrong, completely wrong. More silence. Then, if I come to Lagos, things must change, really change, not just for a week or a month, forever. I promise, forever. You'll never suffer again, never. She nodded, slowly. Okay, I'll come. He broke down right there. Hugged the feet, sobbed. She placed a hand on his head, light touch, forgiving touch.
3 days later, they left for Lagos, not in a Range Rover, in an ambulance. Comfortable, slow, careful. She lay on a stretcher. He sat beside her, holding her hand. The whole journey, 5 hours, he didn't let go once. When they reached Lagos, his family was waiting. Chioma, Michael, his daughter Adieze. The house was ready. The guest room transformed. Bed, medical equipment, nurse on standby. But Chukwudi made another decision. No, not the guest room. My room. She stays in the master bedroom. Chioma and I'll take the guest room. Chioma smiled, nodded. Good, that's good. They moved Mama Chukwudi into the master bedroom, the biggest room, the best room, air conditioning, ensuite bathroom, television, comfortable bed, everything. Michael helped. He brought pillows, arranged them carefully, looked at his grandmother, really looked at her, saw what his father's neglect had done, saw the skeleton, the weakness, the pain. I'm sorry, Grandma, he said quietly, for everything. She touched his face. You're young, you can still learn. Learn from your father's mistakes. Don't repeat them. That night, Chukwudi did something he hadn't done in 20 years. He sat by his mother's bedside, just sat there, watching her sleep, protecting her, the way she protected him when he was young, when he had nightmares, when he was sick, when he was afraid. The roles had reversed. The son was now the guardian, finally. 20 years too late, but finally. 6 months later, Mama Chukwudi walked without limping. Her weight returned, her smile returned. Chukwudi kept his promise. Every Friday, no exceptions, he closed his office early, took her to specialist appointments, to the park, to church, to visit her friends who had relocated to Lagos. Every evening, without fail, he washed her feet, not out of obligation, out of love, out of repentance, out of remembering who carried him before he could walk. Michael watched, learned, changed. His grades improved, his respect returned. He started volunteering at an old people's home, because Grandma taught me that how we treat the elderly defines who we are. The village heard about the transformation. They nodded. Some forgave Chukwudi, some never did. But everyone agreed on one truth. A mother's pain is never forgotten, but a son's genuine repentance can heal even the deepest wounds.
The lesson is simple, clear, and eternal. Your parents are not inconveniences to be managed with money. They are treasures to be honored with presence, time, and love. The same hands that lifted you when you fell deserve to be held when they tremble. The same voice that sang you to sleep deserves to be heard when it calls. Don't wait for collapse. Don't wait for silence. Don't wait for regret. Honor them now, today, because tomorrow isn't promised, and some sorrows can never be undone.